I have no idea how I'm going to start this video out because we're only 3 weeks into September and I still can't even wrap my head around the crazy stories that have happened within these weeks. Russia attacked Poland, Charlie Kirk got assassinated, Nepal's government collapsed, more Epstein files got released, well kinda. A dead body was found in singer David's car, Roblox got sued, Israel's military is now taking over Gaza. Apparently there's evidence of past potential life in Mars. Yo, what the actual is happening right now, bro? But on the bright side, the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle arc has come out, so that's a good thing. But I'm not here to cover all those stories. My brain can only handle a few lobotomies before I have a migraine that will isekai me to Black Ops 6 with the amount of flashbangs I will run into. So instead, I'll cover the Nepal protests that have been going on lately. But since I mostly talk about internet culture, entertainment, and gaming, and since the story has to do with Gen Z, social media, and the wacky development of this story, I felt like I had to talk about it. So yeah, let's do it. On September 8, 2025, protests have sparked like crazy over the Nepali government's decision to ban 26 social media platforms from the country for not complying and or responding to 29 complaints the officials from the government sent over the past 10 months. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Discord, Instagram, WhatsApp, YouTube, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Reddit, and many others didn't comply with Nepal's registration rules under the Directive on Regulating the Use of Social Media of 2023. So access to those platforms have been blocked, except for ones like TikTok, WeChat, and Viber, who have decided to comply with these registration rules. The registration rules are pretty much just like any other country that decided to pull a middle finger to their own citizens as a way of saying F your freedom of speech, y'all can't criticize our government. They mainly did this to combat fake news, cybercrimes, and hate speech on the internet. So you can imagine people got mad that they cannot get their daily scroll and watch Mafia Thought 3, so they took to the streets and decided to have a nice and peaceful protest where nobody gets hurt and no arson is committed and everybody has a calm and respectful.
Thousands of young people took to the streets. What began as demonstrations against a sudden government ban on social media platforms like
Yep, looks peaceful to me. Just imagine being a Nepali coming back from a vacation abroad. You arrive at the airport, take a ride back home, only for you to be met with destruction of the highest degree that will give Natsu a run for his money. The protesters have also stormed the parliament buildings and set it on fire, with the Straw Hats flag hanging in front of the parliament gates. Government officials were taken to the river by protesters and forced to strip to their skippies and tossed into the river. Police officers and soldiers resorted to using tear gases, hydro cannons, rubber bullets, and eventually live ammunition. All of this has unfortunately led to 100 people getting injured and reportedly 19 people tragically losing their lives amid the protest. And eventually, due to the pressure and public backlash, the Prime Minister of Nepal had to step down and later the government had collapsed. Now, you might be asking yourself this question, is a social media ban really gonna make people so mad that the next logical chain of events is domestic against their own government? Well, not exactly. The social media ban was the match, and the Nepalese frustration over their government is the already lit up and ready to blow up 100,000 sticks of dynamite that just needed a little bit of motivation to just make a huge explosion into what you are witnessing before your red eyes from the amount of doom scrolling you've been doing over the past hour or so. Now, a bit of context, this rage came from years of corruption and inequalities ranging from Nepo kids, who some are political elites who have been given a life to study abroad, luxury cars, expensive trips, and many other things, while a regular Nepali has to f off in his $1,300 income per capita and only dream of a life that they can only hope to attain one day. You also had scandals like the 2017 Airbus deal that costed Nepal $13.38 million in losses and $2.5 million in bribes. This, along with cooperative fraud schemes, placed Nepal at 107 out of 180 countries in the Transparency International's 2024 Corruption Perception Index. All of this and other issues has led led to the Nepalese losing trust in their own government and feeling frustrated at the fact that they have become so out of touch with their own people that they would rather focus on banning social media because, well, they can't take criticism than pulling their head out of their asses and fixing the many problems that made people mad in the first place. And while coverages around this story say it's a Gen Z revolution, I don't think a 40-year-old bald virgin qualifies as a Gen Z in my eyes. Shout out to the YouTuber We Hate the Cold, who was and still is trapped in Nepal due to the curfews imposed in the country, was able to vlog the protests, which is where most of the background footage is coming from. But here's the funny part about this story. Now that Nepal's prime minister has stepped down and the government has pretty much collapsed, Nepal now has a new prime minister for the time being until a full election can happen in 2026. And they did that, I kid you not, they did it through Discord.
I'm over here stroking my dick. I got lotion on my...
Yeah, the same Discord that you and your homies share your 3 a.m. thoughts with while playing Minecraft was used to vote for a new prime minister. It wouldn't be Gen Z if Discord wasn't included. I mean, this feels like a fever dream, except it's not even a dream, it's a fever reality. Putting the logo of Discord on a Nepal flag is diabolical work, bro. You can't really make this up.
Munching off some watermelon, ain't your boy?
Honestly, people, all you can do is just soak in the reality right here. This is going to be how votings and elections are going to be occurring if Gen Z are now going to be the future leaders. So yeah, let this be a lesson for any governments that are probably watching this video around the world. If your country is dealing with a lot of problems that should 100% be focused on, and you refuse to listen to your people and decide to ban social media to solve everything, be aware that the same bastards known as Gen Z will demolish your asses. I mean, the aftermath is so crazy. Nepal is definitely going to spend millions of dollars trying to fix up a lot of the damaged buildings and property. And sadly, people have lost their lives and the government was elected on Discord. The social media ban literally had 0 positives and a lot of negatives. And like I said in my video covering the internet censorship, if they want to regulate the internet, rip a page out of South Korea's playbook, not censor the internet entirely, because you're dealing with a lot of criticism, misinformation, and cybercrimes. And even if they ended up restricting social media completely, VPNs exist, plus all the problems that they've mentioned is not gonna go away. And honestly, that is a territory that every single government out there in the world has to deal with, especially in the digital age. This is another story of a government making the wrong decisions and ended up paying a pretty hefty price for it. More of the story is set your priorities straight. And by priorities, I mean the right priorities. But yeah, I just wanted to cover this because, I mean, a government being elected through Discord, does that not catch your attention? Like, that does not happen. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I deeply appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next video, whenever that is. Hopefully, no crazy stories are going to pop up during that. But given how September has been, I doubt that we're going to have any rest anytime soon. So yeah, until the next video, catch you guys later.